Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, noobs and pros. Welcome to NuubCast. I'm Blomus, and this is Game 1 of the best of 5 between Moon, spawning here in the Xel'Naga Caverns as the Blue Zerg, and his opponent, Squirtle. This is the round of 8 from the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament. We are out of groups. We are out of map play. This is the playoffs. This is the end of it all, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to witness the play between these two fine players. I will not, as I did in my last set of IEM games, give anything away about this tournament. I got some bad press from SC2Cast for giving away a little bit too much. It was not my intention, but that is what happened. My apologies to those who watched those games and got spoiled for some of the matches. Forgive me for that. We will not do it again. Squirtle, you know, is a Korean player from the GSL. Just recently broke out as a player in the Western eye, through the eyes of those who play in the West. Squirtle broke out in the TSL last season, the team play, for beating IEM MVP, one of the best players in the world, Game Genie Terran, just able to will his way to wins, and Squirtle was able to beat him in a macro game in the team league, and it was probably one of the best matches, one of the best series that I've ever watched. If you haven't yet been goaded by all the talk into going to GOM TV and being able to watch that series, even if you have to pay the money for the VODs, definitely worth it. Just that series alone is worth the $5 that it would cost to watch the entire team league. But get on that as soon as you can. Very normal openings here from both players. Squirtle getting a gate and a core, looking to pseudo wall off against the Zerg player. And Moon has his pull and gate up. Zergling's already out on the field, getting that speed. Queen finishing now. Second queenish, and going to be moving down for that expansion, which just went down here at the natural. Getting lots of scouting, these Zerglings using the tasteless hallway, and now these two are going to poke up, see that zealot there, get out of dodge, and just sit probably. This one will poke and try and draw the zealot out, but he's on hold position, so he's not going anywhere. We have this probe out here, just outside of Moon's base, doing his own scouting, probably going to eventually drop a proxy pylon in order to warp in units, which would make me believe that we're going to see a 4-gate from Squirtle, which is not uncommon for Protoss players on this map against Zerg, who's expanding early and going heavy on Zerglings to open. And can be very powerful. Getting lots of sentries, Squirtle is, so maybe we're going to see 3-gate expand. As you watch more and more Protoss players, particularly the higher level Protoss players, this is what we're seeing. It's what we're seeing all the time now, is heavy early game zealot and sentry play, non-stop. Probe getting up here, just wants to get a peek and see what's going on. Guessing he didn't get too much vision. He did see the pool, saw that there was that the second gas hadn't been put down yet, and now the layer starts. Now the second gas goes down, all without Squirtle's knowledge. Now he does expand down here, as now 5 sentries out, easily going to be able to push off any incoming Zergling play. Roach Warren down now for Moon. Nice to see. I'm not sure if this counts as a spoiler, but we're now down to the final 8 players. Final 8? Yeah, at this point, it's final 8. and I don't think that there's a single Terran. Lots of P's and lots of Z's. So very, very interesting series here. Now, Squirtle is moving out, having dropped his expansion, the 3-gate expand in full effect. Tunneling Claws and Burrow going down for Moon, so he's going to prepare for that, the force field play. It is the, in my opinion, there's two ways to deal with the Protoss ground game, which is now more than ever, and probably going to continue to be because of its strength, is going to be force field play. It's taken a while for the Sentry to get its due as a unit in this game, and everyone's always known exactly how powerful force fields are, but not until recent weeks have we seen, particularly with the evolution of this 3-gate expand build. Oh, and the Stargate and Void Ray out. Didn't even see the Stargate go down. Now we have a Void Ray out and a Phoenix coming. So we're going to see some early harassment at the expansion. Void Ray going to be able to perhaps pick off some of these drones. And a Void Ray against one Queen, if he's able to charge up on the rocks, will easily take out that Queen. Not going to charge. Oops. Sorry, I've been having some mouse issues. I sped up my sensitivity, and now my mouse escapes on me all the time. I'm going to try and charge up on some of these roaches, maybe, but not. Oh, missing the engagement down here at the bottom. Burrow and Tunneling Claws have both been finished. No detection on the field as of yet for Squirtle, and it looks like Moon. Very nice force fields by Squirtle, able to put himself in this protective cone and kill the units that haven't burrowed. But as soon as he's finished using up the energy of these sentries, it's going to be very difficult for him to hold this off. Warping in more Stalkers, the Void Ray obviously having free reign against these units that cannot shoot up. More and more roaches pouring in. The Phoenix is out, not going to be able to do much. And it looks like Moon, unless Squirtle is able to, unless this one Void Ray is able to do so much damage, it looks like Moon is going to be able to take this first game. More Stalkers and Sentries coming in. He's going to have to sack this expansion and everything down here and hope to focus solely on this main base. More and more roaches continue to pour in. They do have Burrow and they do have Tunneling Claws once again. So this Nexus is going to quickly go down. More cannons being warped in. So he will have vision on this ramp, so the burrowed and tunneling roaches will not be able to get up the ramp without getting punished. And as soon as he has some vision down here, he will be able to take these out. I do not see... Oh, the Robo Bay has gone down, and but it's going to take some time for it to finish. All of these buildings will get taken out in the meantime. The Void Ray obviously having its way. Second Void Ray is out. Does not need to waste any Phoenix energy because the Void Rays can shoot down. Doesn't need to lift anything up. No Hydralisks as of yet. And I do not, but the Hydralisk Den is down, so we are going to see some Hydras sooner or later, though we haven't seen any as of yet. Perhaps waiting to see if he needs to. He may not need to make any Hydras. Overseer flying through, getting a peek at what's going on here. Observer obviously going to be the first thing that pops out of that robotics facility. The expansion going right back down for Squirtle. But he is in trouble. We look at the income. He is at a distinct disadvantage. Moon almost doubling his worker count and his income count. These Void Rays are going to have to do all kinds of work to get him back into this game. These destructible rocks going down, and now these Void Rays are going to have to get out of dodge if they want to survive, because these Hydras are mad and looking to break some planes. Immortals out with the... I don't know what Squirtle can do at this point. He is at a supreme disadvantage. Looking at the army count, look at that, oh my goodness, 120 27 food to 69 food, and some of that is drones undoubtedly, but only about 30 food, so it's still a 40 food disadvantage for Squirtle at this point, and he can only hope that that Moon does not attack. It's the only thing he can do at this point. Getting another drone probe transfer to the expansion is Squirtle, and Moon is just doing what he should be doing, getting further and further ahead. Spire going down. Back here, behind the main. Just getting started in the back of the main. Moon's force is just looking to protect his third base from those void rays, and the observer coming in to see what he can see. Gonna be disappointed to see all of this creep and everything that Moon is doing. Gonna bring down a Zergling just a scout, gonna get smote. It's gonna see that his army is small, and if I'm Moon at this point, you just gotta move in and roll this Protoss force, because there's literally nothing he can do to stop it, and off he goes. Very Hydra heavy at this point, and so the Immortal that Squirtle does have on the field is not going to last very long. Moon putting down a Spore Crawler to ensure those Void Rays do no damage. Honestly, at this point, having seen Squirtle's army, I'm not sure what Moon is worried about. Then again, I'm not a great Zerg player, so or a great player, period. Moon breaking down these rocks, going to continue to expand, continue to get his economy rolling. Colossus coming out for Squirtle finally, and the Thermal Lance 3/4 of the way done, plus getting some attack upgrades. Squirtle does need to be concerned about getting his next base, although once again Moon, who is nearly maxed, obviously must be waiting for that max to complete. Now he is finally going to be moving down. Now that the Colossus are out and there's plenty of sentries in this force, once Thermal Lance finishes, Squirtle may have a chance to hold this off to a certain extent, but there's just way too many. Now the Corruptors are out, and so there's almost zero chance now for Squirtle to hold off these forces. Not enough Stalkers, and not enough forces to deal with the Hydras while the Stalkers take out the Corruptors. And he's going to need at least 3 or 4 more Colossus to have an effective counter for the army that's bearing down on him right now. And here's going to be the final engagement. Moon pushing in, going to pull back. Nice force fields, but the Corruptors are sniping those Colossus, and while the Roaches are going to be taken down by these Immortals and Stalkers, as soon as these Hydras are free, it's gonna be GG. And there it is from Squirtle. Good game. That was game 1, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just getting warmed up early in the morning. Let's see how we do with game 2. Back at you in just a moment.